Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, Agashi Reap What You Sow. I am the owner and designer of Agashi by Christina O. Obviously I'm Christina O, so thank you for joining me. You probably follow me already on Instagram, so be sure to follow me if you aren't. Be sure to subscribe to this channel because I'm going to have many tutorials coming up on how to sew your own lingerie, your own ready-to-wear items. I would definitely want you to sew for personal use, but also if you want to make some extra money by designing your own clothes as well, go for it. I'm here for that. So anyways, I wanted to start by showing you kind of my sewing essentials, tools that I've been using for years on end. I've been sewing all my life, and I think these are definitely pieces that you can use and easily find, which is good. I usually get a lot of my items from Joann over the years. I highly recommend using their coupons. They're readily available every week. Their website's definitely easy to use as well. So I want to start by saying definitely get a good pair of scissors. Everyone knows the psycho rule of fabric only. So some people actually write in Sharpie on the scissors fabric only. I had posted these around Halloween time. They were the limited edition spiderweb scissors from Fiskars. I know they were kind of hard to find. I had actually find them in the back of my Joann by asking one of the salespeople. So I was a bit of a hoarder with them. I bought about 3 pairs. They came with their classic orange set, but I mean, every creepy Screamstress definitely needs one of these. So definitely a good pair of scissors for fabric only. Don't let anyone use them on paper or plastic or anything else in the house. Set that strict rule. So definitely a full size pair of scissors is definitely essential. I think I use a mini pair more. This is definitely great to use. It's also from Fiskars. It's the mini shears. This definitely is more helpful because it's going to help you with fine detail items. I keep one next to every single one of my machines here at home and also at my studio in Philly. So this is going to be more helpful to you with the tutorials, especially with the cage bras, only because a lot of the elastic items are very small. So definitely have a pair of mini and full-size shears. Definitely helpful for all your sewing needs. Next, the quintessential seam ripper. This is going to help you because I'm guaranteeing you're going to make mistakes. Kind of like that ex-boyfriend that you dated a couple years ago. It's okay. So these are going to be great. You can undo carefully a lot of seams that might not be, perfect, and that's okay. Practice is the best way to get better at things. So definitely have a good pair of seam rippers. They usually come free with a lot of sewing machines, so it's good to have an extra pair because I feel like they're so little that you can kind of lose them easily. So I recommend having at least a couple. Always have a backup of little tools for sewing, especially because I know that it's good to kind of use them for travel and for, for your home use or for your business. So next one, good set of tweezers. Again, these are things that come with every machine. I like to have a nice variety of them. So these are the ones that usually come with your sewing machines. That's fine. They're going to have more of a dull tip. So if it's blunt, that's fine that you can get into like little things, help push out corners, kind of like an awl. But I like to sometimes have one that's a little more fine pointed. This one I found in the quilting section at Joann. It's just really cute. It has a heart on it, so of course I had to get it. But any normal tweezer will do. I've actually used sometimes the ones that you use for your eyebrows in like the beauty section at Target. Those work as well. I actually use makeup brushes to clean out the dust in my sewing machines. So, you don't always have to use something just for its purpose that it's sold for. You can kind of improvise. Next, again, something that is definitely an essential is a sewing gauge. It's just a mini ruler. It's going to help you with hemming, buttonhole placing. I like to use it a lot for when you're going to be measuring the end of the satin elastic, especially for the cage bras. I'm going to show you guys how to use this to kind of help you with the seam allowance. I don't like raw edges for cage bra straps, so definitely keep this handy when we're doing those step-by-step tutorials for that, which will be actually next up after the sewing essentials video. Definitely keep that handy. They come in different colors too. I just prefer to try to get them all in black. No surprise. So you're going to see a theme here. But that's definitely a tool that I think everyone should have no matter what. You can have a full-size ruler. I have them, but I feel like you're going to want something smaller just because it's easier to grab for your projects. Next tool, obviously, the tape measure. I have this super long one from Dritz. It's actually in the curtain section at Joann's. It's usually kind of hard to find a black one. I notice a lot of them are white or they're like a whole rainbow of colors. You can get whichever one you want. Most of them come in about a yard, about 36 inches. That's like the average. Some do 60. You can go even longer than that. This one's 120 inches. I feel like longer is better. It can help you kind of measure like all sorts of things, not just from clothing, but to even like home decor items, which is very helpful. If you need to measure like a bed or something, hey, it can come in handy. So definitely have a tape measure or two. It's nice to have a backup. If you guys ever want kind of like a video on how to measure yourself, I will happily do that. But most people know how to measure your underbust and full bust, which is what you'll be using the most for the tutorials that I'm about to show for most of the items that we're going to be sewing. So next, I have some of these on my site. They are by far my favorite pins to use. I've used a lot of them. Many of them are kind of thicker. This is from Clover. They are the silk pins with glass heads. They're extra fine. I love these so much. They don't puncture the delicate like knits that I use, the satin elastic for the bra straps and the cage bras. I highly recommend them. They're a little pricier than most pins. You're not gonna find these that easily at stores, so I highly recommend getting them online. I have about 10 sets available through my site, so I'll link it below so you can actually shop my website and all the Reap What You Sew DIY kits as well. I'm actually doing a 20% off sale right now until New Year's Eve. So if you use the code 2020 at checkout, you can actually save 20% off your whole purchase. No minimum necessary. It's open worldwide for shipping too. So definitely pick these up. You can buy them also on like Amazon and whatnot, but if you buy them from me, I'll love you even more. So next, so every sewing machine again comes with the universal sewing foot. You guys all have that. You obviously know what it looks like. I prefer the satin foot, which is this little plastic little guy. These are great. You're gonna use these the most for lingerie. I know a lot of people use them for sewing like satin bra straps. Anything with satin, I would definitely recommend it for. This is what it's meant for. It just is a lot smoother. You can use a universal foot. However, I would recommend using one of these. They're 10 times easier. A similar foot to that is the Teflon foot. A lot of people use this for vinyl, leather. I use it a lot for my velvet batwing kimonos. It's just for a smoother sewing job. It kind of just keeps everything feeding nice and smoothly. If you were to do like something with plaids and patterns, where you have to match up stripes, I would say use a walking foot. But if you aren't able to get that, which sometimes they're free with your sewing machine purchase, I would say definitely get a separate Teflon foot, and that's definitely gonna make a big difference. So you can kind of use both of these feet kind of interchangeably, one or the other. I sometimes just keep the Teflon foot on my machine at all times. It just makes it easier for me to work on most of the knits and elastic items that I have, since it is like a mix of a lot of lingerie pieces. So I definitely think you guys should invest in these feet in addition to the universal foot that comes with every sewing machine. And obviously it goes without saying that I hope you have a sewing machine. That will definitely be helpful. I don't want you hand sewing everything that we're doing here. That would take a very long time and I would feel really bad. So, all right, so the last two items I'm gonna show you are these little quilting clips. I like to use these a lot to hold down the hook and eyes that I sew onto the Ayumi tops that I sew. They're also great with if you're actually trying to test out like a fitting. So before you start cutting your elastic, oh, sorry, Mo's here. So when you start wanting to fit something onto you, you can easily clip the elastic instead of sewing it. So I think it's a lot more helpful to kind of use before you actually sew the finished product. Because you can actually do all my adjustable cage bras as like fitted non-adjustable ones, and I'll show you guys how to do that in between the tutorials. So definitely invest in these. They usually come in like packs of like 50 or 100, I believe. I think I bought these are from Amazon, but again, you can buy them from most like craft supply stores. They're usually used for quilting. A lot of the quilters seem to use these, but I think they're handy for lingerie sewers or just any kind of sewer. So definitely get a pack of those. They come in like all different colors. And the last tool, my favorite thing in the world, is a Rotary Cutter. I'm sure you guys are well aware of how wonderful these tools are. They come in a variety of sizes. This is probably the only time I'm going to tell you that bigger is not better. The smaller is better, especially for lingerie. I know that for like sewing knits and cutting knits especially, I really like the 28mm Fiskars Rotary Cutter. Olfa's a good brand as well. I just don't really use them as much. I've just always been a Fiskars kind of woman, so it's okay. Whatever you prefer. I just recommend the size being smaller with detail cutting. If you want to cut your actual satin elastic with this, that's even better. I just feel like you get more control with a smaller rotary cutter. So definitely get one of these. Get the refills too, because you're going to end up using these a lot, and they get beat up pretty quickly, especially in if you're like sewing often. So that is definitely my baby. Highly recommended. Again, they go on sale pretty often at Joann. I think on average they go about 30 or even like 40% off sometimes, all the Fiskars cutting tools. So that's a really good time to kind of load up on things. So I would say like every few months I notice that they mark them down for like a really good promo. So I highly recommend buying it then. That's when I usually stock up on them for work. And we go through these blades like crazy, but we do love using these for everything. So I highly recommend it. So I think everything that I went over should be exactly what you need. It's kind of like a basic sewing kit. I can do another video once we get more into like some more complex items like actual apparel. I want to actually go from simple things like cage bras all the way up to an entire capsule wardrobe, which I'm excited to kind of talk about more, because, you know, as we're growing and the more we live through this crazy world, everything's becoming more sustainable. We want to be more responsible. So I kind of want to start building an actual handmade capsule wardrobe, because it actually is pretty easy to make your own clothes without it looking like you made your own clothes. So I will definitely be here to share my knowledge and to help everyone sew their own things. And I think it'd be great. It's a way to consume less and to purchase less fast fashion items. So it's kind of good to like start to make your own things where, you know, they're probably gonna last longer and they're probably gonna look better than the stuff you can find at the mall or online. So anyways, because I'm a hoarder, I wanted to start off this entire channel with a fun little giveaway. I know it was hard for people to find these sets because they ran out pretty quick and they were limited edition. So I have an entire set just for you of the limited edition Spiderweb scissors from Fiskars. I want to open this giveaway up to everyone because apparently they did not sell these overseas. So I think it was only North America that had this actual limited edition thing. So what I want to do is I want to open up this giveaway to everyone. I don't want to limit this. So all you have to do is subscribe to my new channel. Make sure you're following me on Instagram as well. I'm going to link everything below in the description box. And just make sure that you like this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. And I'm going to be adding a lot more tutorials, hopefully at least twice a month. That's the goal. Paul and I are pretty busy all month long, so we're going to try to do like a strict filming schedule. But I think definitely probably like every other week would be like the schedule that we're hoping for. But yeah, it's going to be all different items, things that I like to make, things that I think you will like to make. So yeah, more videos are coming. This giveaway is going to be exciting. I think I'm going to end it on New Year's Eve, kind of like starting the New Year fresh. So be sure to enter my giveaway. I would love to see who gets this pair of scissors. You can be like me and some other people that were lucky enough to get them. So yeah, so I'm excited. I hope you stick around, and we're going to be sewing a lot of things together, and I'm excited. So thank you.